Welcome to the series where we play through every chapter of every Harry Potter game. After revisiting Diagon Alley, it's time to get back to Hogwarts. The Lego and GBC versions are most faithful, where Harry goes to King's Cross with the Weasleys, but he and Ron get stuck on the other side of the magical barrier. Out of a desperate fear of missing out, they decide to drive the flying car to Hogwarts. In these two games, they take the car parked outside of the station. In both Eurocomb versions, though still in Diagon Alley, Ron alerts Harry that they've already missed the train.
Harry!
Why, I remember the time when I was writing my second bestseller, Gadding with Ghouls.
Harry, we've missed the train!
I believed the more exposure I got in the press, the better my career would progress.
Missed the train?
Trouble was, I became overexposed.
Yes! The Hogwarts Express left 5 minutes ago!
And it wasn't until I went mysteriously missing for 3 weeks.
Oh no! What are we going to do?
Subsequently leaking the story to the Prophet.
Well, I know that Dad took the flying car to work this morning. It's parked in Charing Cross Road.
That I'd been captured by trolls in the wilds of Stockton-on-Tees.
Okay, it's our only chance of getting to school on time.
That I managed to regain my former prominent position as the world's most popular wizard. Harry? Oh.
Thus their decision to take the Ford Anglia makes even less sense in these games, because either Gilderoy Lockhart or Hagrid are still there, who could either take the students with them however they plan to get to Hogwarts at this point, or at least help them in some way. In the GBA version, Harry needs to search the leaky cauldron to find Floo powder to travel back to the Burrow, to get the car from there. Trying to take the Floo network to Hogwarts probably wouldn't have worked. If students could avoid a day-long train journey, then some would. The main Eurocomb version and Intro to the PC version have the Anglia located in London because Mr. Weasley took it to work that morning. The PS1 version never clarifies they missed the train. They take the car just cuz. Both GBC and PlayStation 1 versions have a car chase sequence. Fly the car and collect speed boosts to either avoid falling behind a train or to escape it. Flying directly in the train's path, because the flight to school apparently isn't reckless enough, is an invention of the film and PS1 version. Though the PS1 chase is more fun to play because of this, the more faithful version isn't bad. In the PC version's lengthy introductory scene, there's another near collision.
Now all we've got to worry about are airplanes. I can't see anything in here.
That evening we finally make it to Hogwarts, when Ron loses control of the car and crashes into the Whomping Willow. Ron breaks his wand in the accident, and this is shown in the Lego and GBC versions, but only has a gameplay consequence in the latter. Caught in the branches, the boys must make their way down through what seems like might be a whole area, fighting bowtruckers and tree branches, but I only got into a single fight before reaching the bottom of the tree. In contrast to the long tunnel in the first game, Gringotts was also a bigger dungeon in the first game. With his broken wand, Ron has a sense of spells backfiring on himself instead of the enemy. After defeating a large cluster of aggressive branches in a boss battle, the boys escape the tree. Eurocomb's main version makes the Whomping Willow enormous. Separated from Ron, Harry first descends the tree, then must avoid roots stabbing out of the ground at him. In the surrounding forest, he battles bowtruckers and Gytrases, before circling around back to rescue Ron from the monstrous tree. The titanic tree is anthropomorphized in a hard boss battle, punching Harry with surprising speed and laughing at his plight. Harry is able to stun it by hitting its weak spot, and not forming an eye above its mouth, a howl at the trunk base. The PS1 version has one of the smallest versions of the Whomping Willow, and Harry is immediately thrust into a similar, easier fight here where he must catch Flipendo into the howl that forms its mouth. After freeing Ron from the crashed car, we enter another storybook sequence. The first PC version was tied for one of the games that started gameplay the latest into the story, and Chamber of Secrets computer game is the last of our games to start gameplay this time, with Harriet the Whomping Willow trying to get around to free Ron again. The tree's branches aren't a threat here, only its massive roots. Harry uses and of course,
Flipendo!
To get around the tree and rouse. He's much more agile in this game, climbing ledges faster and being able to cast spells while moving. While probably just changes to make gameplay smoother, Harry's improved physicality in conjunction with his voice actor being recast from Joe Sourbutt to the older Tom Attenborough, part of the illustrious Attenborough family, gives a sense of Harry growing up. This change happened in the PlayStation version as well, but of course not the 2003 version, which was a prequel and also used Tom's voice. Harry simply casts Flipendo on the tree's weak spot here, and it releases Ron without a fight.
Flipendo! Thanks, Harry. Much appreciated.
On Game Boy Advance, the Willow just seems to be an ordinary tree. After Harry and Ron are free of the Willow's wrath, the Ford Anglia, with a mind of its own, flees.
Come back!
After this, the main Lego version cuts to the next day. In the PC version, there's still some more obstacles to clear before getting back to the castle. When they do get back in the book, PS1 and Game Boy Advance versions, they look into the Great Hall and notice Snape is missing. In the Game Boy Color version, Dumbledore and McGonagall arrive and do not expel the boys, but sentence them to detention. Snape was first supposed to take them to his office to scold and threaten them there, but this only is narrated about in the PS1 version. But the other professors only arrive on ZBC, so Snape just lets them go with a vague, unknown punishment in their future in other versions, as he lacks the authority to expel them. PC Harry has a knack for avoiding getting in trouble, like never getting caught and having to go to detention in the Forbidden Forest. He and Ron just go towards the Gryffindor common room like nothing happened.
Gryffindor dormitory is just over here to the right, remember?
One of the first times the characters will try to gaslight you. In the first game, this was just a corner in the corridor, and the common room was actually located in an unknown location, appearing disconnected from the rest of the castle in cutscenes alone. The castle is similar with a few changes in this version and the GBC version. There are even less changes in Eurocom's main version. Going to the common room is simple in these games. The GBA and PlayStation versions make going to the common room quite the ordeal. The GBA castle is completely different. It's sort of a Baroque style that sets it apart, and the layout is completely different. An interesting shared detail is that in the Game Boy Advance, PlayStation, and Eurocom versions, Harry meets nearly headless Nick, who once again laments that he isn't allowed to join the headless hunt. In the book and movie, Harry didn't meet anyone on the way to the Gryffindor common room. Coming upstairs, Peeves nearly murders Harry by throwing vases down the stairs at him. In the PlayStation version, after leaving Snape's office, daylight is streaming through the windows. Argonaut didn't make the time of day indoors ambiguous like the PC version, and didn't want to make a night version of Hogwarts like Eurocom's console version. As a result, this implies Snape reprimanded Harry and Ron all night, or locked them in the dungeons overnight. Harry's suffering continues because Dobby bewitches the suits of armor to sop at him.
Harry Potter mustn't stay at Hogwarts.
Another annoyance is new Gryffindor student Cullen Creevy, an obsessive fanboy of Harry who takes pictures of him, causing blinding camera flashes. The new PS1 Hogwarts is a labyrinth of corridors, with many secret areas which are themselves huge. And there is places where it's evident we need to learn a new spell to progress. This sequel is living up to the Metroidvania potential I knew the first PS1 game had. On the way, Harry and Ron pass through the entrance hall, which appears to be the only room that's the same, and Gilderoy Lockhart's office.
Look, there's Lockhart's office. I'm surprised he can get his big head through the door.
Finally arriving at the fat lady's portrait, following a more horizontal rather than steep vertical path with the other games, they don't know the password, so Harry goes to the nearby library to learn it from Hermione. In the book and every other non-Lego game, Hermione soon comes to retire for the night on her own, and tells them the password after scolding their recklessness. In the PC version, Fred and George also come to advertise they've now got many other students trading beans.
And several of our associates have set up trading opportunities throughout Hogwarts.
Some of us will occasionally have an item to trade. If you have enough beans, we'll trade with you.
Where are we supposed to get all these beans?
They're hidden all over the place.
It's not hard to find them. You should have enough to start trading in no time.
It'll be a pleasure doing business with you, I'm sure.
In both Eurocom versions, Ron tells Harry to check out Fred and George's shop. Once again, Harry must sneak past Percy in the reading room to arrive in the abandoned bathroom. This year, there's no loot box in the console version, and one of the items is an Alohomora spellbook. The game stole the spell to sell it back to Harry. According to the book's next chapter, everything Harry had learned last year seemed to have leaked out of his head during the summer. So unfortunately, there is justification for Harry to lose spells, but it feels especially bad to have to pay a high price for the unlocking spell after previously learning it for free. The GBA shop has an extremely limited selection, with limited stock that requires coins, not beans. Fred and George still are associated with beans in this game. Going past the bathroom, there are 4 optional bean challenges Harry can do at any time. If he collects all the beans in one of these dangerous gauntlets, George will reward a wizard card. In the book, mobile, Lego, and PC versions, the other Gryffindors congratulate Harry and Ron for managing to fly the car to school. It's kind of funny that in these games they get away with it, and somehow the other students know but the teachers don't. Or the teachers just turn a blind eye in this version. Harry and Ron then can finally go to bed, except in the PS1 version, where seconds after they arrive it's already time for class. I wasn't joking when I said it was implied their ordeal kept them up all night. But whether the boys suffer overnight or get away scot-free with a hero's welcome, Dobby meant what he said. There's much suffering yet to come at Hogwarts.